Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what's up everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and we are back here again with another amazing toy review, guys. Okay, as you know, if you guys have been watching my channel, you know I've been accumulating action figures over the past, well, I've been accumulating action figures for a while, so I've been collecting a lot of loose action figures, as you guys see right here in front of you, and so I figured they are worth some reviews. I'm going to try to do the best I can to try to review this figure, even though he's missing, I think, one accessory, which is a sword. But if you guys are accustomed to watching my channel, you know that I collect a lot of medieval toys, action figures. And so finding a sword for this guy was not that hard. I have plenty of swords, being that I bought this guy loose. I didn't know he came with a sword until I actually did some further review or further research, should I say, of this figure. Now, if you're not familiar with this guy, he is based on the Batman Arkham Knight. Is it the video game? It's the video game. So I figure he's worth review because he's a really, really awesome figure. As you guys know, I've been trying to build up my DC collection because my DC collection, as of recent, it has been kind of lame, and I love DC action figures. I don't think they get the praise that they should be getting because Marvel is so dominant, man, and Marvel is just a powerhouse, dude. So I've been reviewing a lot of DC figures lately, and been buying a lot of DC figures as well. So I have a lot more DC figures coming up in a Christmas haul that I'm going to be doing on the 25th. I'm going to show you guys that as well. So, we're going to take a closer look at this guy, check out his articulation, and then stay tuned towards the end of the video, which I'll do some comparisons of this guy with some Batman figures, and also some medieval stuff, Spawn, mostly Spawn, figures as well, because he kind of fits into that realm. Okay, now, like I said, this is Azrael right here, looking awesome, man. The detail on these Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum figures are really, really nice, man. I have been buying a lot of them because I think they're some of the best DC figures out there. The detail on this guy is just amazing. That's not damaged. That's actually how he looks. He's battle damaged. And I did buy this figure loose, so if he was damaged, you probably couldn't tell anyways because he has that damaged look on him. Articulation, you know, these figures, you know, they remind me of McFarlane figures because they're not the most detailed, not detailed. They are detailed. That's why one of the reasons why I like them, but they're not the most articulated figures ever made. And of course these are not newer figures, you know, so if you wanted to get this guy in some poses, some awesome poses, you really can't, because this is pretty much the only awesome pose you're going to get. And I have this gigantic sword right here. He did come with another gigantic sword, but this is from a medieval Spawn figure. The handle's broken off, but I do believe he's able to hold the sword, and yeah, I am right. And yeah, it goes well with this figure. I mean, he just needed a sword because he has the attire to match this this sword, this gigantic sword. Or if you don't want this big gigantic sword, you can break it down and give him a smaller sword, possibly in this hand. He'll probably hold it better in this hand right here. I'm looking. Let's see how he looks with this sword. I like him better with a gigantic sword. But before we do that, I showed you the articulation. There's nothing much to this guy. Knee bend, double jointed knees. Articulation at the ankles, muscles, pivoting, little pivoting going on. Wrist rotation, arm rotation, elbow rotation, arms don't really lift up that much. Maybe he's an older figure, and maybe that's just his design. His arms can't really go out that much. Maybe they need to be warmed up. And he does have a nice, beautiful rubber cape. There's the back of him. There's the front of him. There's the mask. And probably one of the main reasons why I like this figure is, you know, he's really well detailed. But yeah, he does remind me of like a medieval figure, and I do love collecting medieval things. Okay, guys, let's measure this figure, and then we'll go ahead and break out some other figures to do a comparison with Azrael. And I love the name Azrael too. So he stands just under 7 inches tall. Let's do some comparisons. Okay, so to do a comparison with another DC figure that's, I think, from the same lineup, from Arkham Knights. I don't know if he's from the Arkham Origins or Arkham Asylum. I can't remember. But essentially they're from the same thing. I mean, it's same video game, similar video game anyways. So yeah, this is how Azrael and Batman right here measure up. And yeah, you can tell they're both made by around the same time, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they're from the same lineup. Maybe you guys know. I don't do much research because I'm an idiot and I don't give a shit most of the time. I don't have the time most of the time. But yeah, I really like the rubber capes, man. Something about these rubber capes. I know they have the cloth capes. Cloth capes are nice as well, but give me a nice, soft, flimsy rubber cape, and it will do, man. Actually, it'll probably last longer than a cloth cape. So there was Batman. Speaking of cloth cape, we'll bring in another figure that is not DC related, but kind of has like a medieval vibe going on. We have Count Alessandro. Forget his name, dude. that's all you're gonna get from me. Jeez. But anyways, this is from Spawn. It's not from the Dark Ages. It's not from the Curse of Spawn. It's like from the Special Collector's Edition, Collector's Club. And I feel like he has a similar vibe, and this one has a cloth cape right here. If you guys didn't see a review of that one, check it out. His mask does come off, but you don't want to see that ugly mug. Ugh, put that mask back on. But yeah, they have like a similar color, similar vibe going on. And yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, if you don't want to, buy this figure because if you guys don't collect DC, you can always put him in your medieval collection. He'll go well with your Spawn figures or your God of War figure. If you guys want to mix it up. But I don't like crossing, lines. I don't want to put DC with NECA with Marvel, and Marvel with McFarlane. You know what I mean? I don't like crossing the toy lines. I like to try to keep everything separate. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is how Cagliostro, that's his name, Count Alessandro Cagliostro. Dude, that's a mouthful, man. I remember doing a review of that figure, and I'm like, damn, how the hell do I pronounce this guy's name? I was having a hard time pronouncing his name. To bring in another McFarlane figure that doesn't really fit into the whole Spawn vibe. This is from I don't know if it's Curse of Spawn or Dark Ages. I seem to get the two mixed up a lot. Don't ask me why, it just happens. It's hard to keep track, because both of the lines, the series, the Dark Ages and Curse of the Spawn, they're both very, very similar as far as their figures are concerned. But this is Zeus right here, measuring up with Azrael. And you can take his helmet off if you want to, and then you can have Zeus standing next to Azrael. Alright guys, I told you this was going to be a short review. I didn't want to keep you guys here all day long. Like I said, this guy was worth a review, so I'm just trying to kick out a lot of these reviews, these loose action figures that I bought, simply because I thought they were worth a review. And I I definitely think this guy's worth review. I mean, if he wasn't packaged, I'd probably give him a full review. And if he had all the proper accessories, then yeah. But I gave him a freaking huge sword, so yeah, he looks awesome now, so I'm not complaining. Overall, I really like this figure. And yeah, man. Oh yeah, I forgot to check out the... Look at the ankle articulation, man. He can get in some great leaping poses, dude. He kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed. I actually did have some Assassin's Creed figures from the past. I never reviewed. I ended up selling them off because I really wasn't a big Assassin's Creed fan. Don't ask me why. I just wasn't. I didn't really care too much for the video game. I mean, it was alright, but it wasn't great. I forgot to mention his hood right here. You can get it to go back, but I don't know if you would want it to. He has a bald head right there. He looks good with the hood on. Okay, guys, so let me give you my rating. I'm not going to count and take into consideration the fact that he doesn't have a sword because I just gave him a sword. But I know how the sword looks, and it looks very similar to this. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I really, really like this figure. I think he's really, really nicely well detailed. I'm kind of stuck in between a 7 and an 8. He's probably more like a 7.5. I can't really give him an 8. I think he is a solid 7, but I think he's a little bit more than a 7. So I give him a 7.5. I definitely do think he's worth the pickup, guys. And like I said, if you're not a fan of DC, you can, and a fan of like medieval stuff, and I don't really know the story behind this guy. It kind of looks like he has like a Crusades, part of the Crusades wardrobe going on. Maybe you guys know a little bit more info. I should do research before I review the damn figure. But like I said, I'm not professional. I'm just a schmuck who decided to start his own YouTube channel. But yeah, I recommend this figure. I think he's really, really well detailed. I like the overall look of this figure. I love the detail of this figure. I think he's really, really awesome, guys. I do recommend this piece. He's an awesome piece to add to your DC collection. He's different. He's unique. And yeah, there's nothing more to say, guys. And I mentioned the break right here. He has a break, torso break right there. He does have articulation, but it's not the greatest. But overall, the design of this figure is very well done. And yeah, he's a beautiful, beautiful piece to put on your shelf to display. And I definitely do recommend this Azrael. Okay, guys, so we'll go ahead and leave it at that. If you watch this video all the way through, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button if you want to receive more cool, epic reviews like this. Oh yeah, I just forgot to mention too, he does have a waist swivel. See, look at that. Look how unprofessional and idiotic and stupid I am. Okay, guys, so we'll go ahead and leave it at that. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next review. Bye!